Bow, 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 bow.
Like what, like what? Like what, like what? Like I don't get why you bitches be hating. How you feeling? We could get it shaking. It's up for whoever, it ain't no debating. At least she with me and she moving dangerous. Any bitch that I wish she don't go, please come outside when we come here and go. Y'all can keep the captain in the shows when I see y'all in person. I'm doing the most. Anywhere when it's slipping a slip. Go get a life if you sucking my dick. Take control when I'm talking my shit. Don't invite me to link cause I'm taking that trip. Top 5 real bitch, don't at me. Fuck all the talking, just send me the addy. If she chatting, I'm beating her badly. Flattening out, turn that bitch to a patty. Like what? Since when all you bitches was tough. Let it rock when I'm hearing enough. Now fuck y'all pussy, I'm only out love. Like how, like what, like how, like what? All y'all bitches is punch. And I know that the bros know what's up. If they pass me the code and they know I'm up. And I said like, fuck these niggas, these bitches be shady. Now it's up here, she's talking too crazy. I'm fucking her up and she keep trying to play me. Hate myself cause she knows she can't take me. Politics, you know the distance. And you bitches ain't never all bitches like couple is rapping, no cap subscriptions. And I know y'all can't take my position. A bitch from her mouth with them hands and I
back it up. Oh shit. Damn, why I fuck my music up? Why I fuck my music up? I'll be on top, young Dev, that's cool. Yeah. Who's shorty on top? Young Dev, that's who. Let's go.
Look, let me get straight to it. Ain't no shorty is talking the way that I do, like these hitters don't make music. Heard my opposites plotting on making a move, I can tell you they ain't do it. All my young niggas drip, but I know a couple apes and I promise they train stupid. And my drop, they gon' take to it. Look, I spent a couple thousand on some VVS's, but I make that money in a week. I don't be walking around with my little exes and I'm never subbing in no tweet. Shorty, you wasn't vibing, I can see you stressing when I sent the addy for the league. Cause you outside, it don't mean that you street. I be focused on breaking my capital beef. Y'all hit me with it. What? And I'm dipping. Got a different hoodie for the spinach. I can cook a rapper, turn them like a spinach. Everybody know my body different. Yo, ain't no I ain't finished. Look, I know a couple rules that be down the ride, spend 100 times on the other side. I'm a little hitter with a busy body, but Beyonce like it's running slides. Top 3, I'm the top G. Stop speaking on me on the block side. They was run up with me till I got beef. Got a
whole hood and a homicide. I'm a big dog in this place. Looking me pissed off in this rage. I can do big talk, not from Chris Shaw, but it's blues all in my face. Hold on. Wait, this is I'm stuck all in my ways. I get you clipped off for a big course. I'ma need all my space. Brody gon' get that. Better not spin back cause he won't miss straight head taps. If you go click clack, body gon' stretch back. Now it's gon' sight like a death match.
If you speak on my name, just don't forget to mention definite pay. Cause never turn into a package you waste. You not official, you just cut you away.
Now let me get straight to it.
Huh? Yeah, I said let me get straight to it. Hold on, let me get straight to it. I said let me get straight to it. Yeah. Hey, hold on, let me get straight to it. I said let me get straight to it. Young Devil.
How many times I got to let y'all bitches know I'm why so many bitches wanna take my flow? I'm too hot, too dope, flow like that pink Chris and mimosa. Who the fuck doper? Niggas wanna run up in my spots and
Foxy Brown fans in my mentions again. They mad like, oh, y'all gonna stay mad. Listen, you gonna stay mad. Shout out to them. Anyway, this is your boy LeBron, female rap elite, back with another video. Please make sure that you come in and you thumbs up this video. Please subscribe to the channel. Please share this video also. If you got Facebook, share my video to Facebook, please. You know that YouTube, they suppress us on this algorithm, especially if you do like anything new or like changes to your channel. So please take my video, share it. Take this rock and throw it. You know what I'm saying? They try to keep us under. Yo, that shit really pissed me off yesterday. I was online and I'm just looking through all of these white T channels, right? These is white T channels, and these channels is getting 300,000. And I'm listening. You can say what you want to, but I feel like they find a way to suppress us. I personally feel like it. So yeah, please share my video, share it to your Facebook, share it to your Twitter, wherever. Share my video, please. Like this video, subscribe to the channel. You know what I'm saying? So I hope all of y'all doing well. I wanted to come, so it's 9:46. I'm giving myself to 10:30 because I was really gonna get off by 10, but obviously I ran a little late. So 10 o'clock is not really looking like it's gonna happen right now. But I wanted to come and talk about the Time magazine situation with Nicki Minaj. With that lady CADY Lang, whatever the hell her name is. I wrote it in the title. I mean, in the description. Also, the Beyoncé Tour Demand. I thought that was crazy. Like, yo, let me tell you something. Beyonce, for her not to drop these visuals and the people be so heavy on the visuals, even me, I'm in that too. I feel like that's dope as hell for her to be able to. This is just off estimation, off of just like, you know, she released the sign-up process for her Beyonce pre-sale, right? They said that the demand is high. So That's crazy. That is power. And let me tell you something. I had to think about this today. As much as they try to pump up like the Lady Gaga and all of that, like, no, let me tell you, Lady Gaga, she's dope. Every artist, especially you do your thing. I'm not saying that she ain't dope. So this ain't what I'm telling you. It's the difference. Lady Gaga don't do stadiums. Like to do a stadium, that is a completely like, do you understand? Like that is a whole nother level. It's a level. And for you to have a demand like that, I don't know. Let me ask you this. If you're a Beyonce fan, what do you think took her career to the next level as far as like album? Because I don't think like Beyonce is a Cardi where she uses like a baby and she has a baby and then pushes an album. I don't think she does like that because I feel like Cardi does that. And it's just like, that's why when I see her getting surgery, I'll just be like, she gonna pop up with a baby anyway. You know, she always, it's like to me personally, her push is whether it's a song or something, it's always around a child. It's like, but I mean, when you make money, allegedly, I guess that, you have money to take care of children. But yeah, hold on a second. Let me see who's in the chat. Yeah, please thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. I can't even see the chat. Hold on a second. Okay, comments. All right. So no, she doesn't. What's up, Erica? What's up, Lacey? I would love to go to her concert. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna go. So did any of the official ticket prices drop for Beyonce's concert yet? I just want to go to Twitter. Let me go on this other one because I got this other page up. Let me see. Excuse me. Yo, today just kind of like flew. So let me see. She's somewhere, bro. Let's see. Is this real? Let me see this. Okay. Oh God. Let's see what this is. Let me bring this up real quick for y'all. See what the hell. This could be fake. But I have seen this page engaged with Cardi B before. So just let me bring this up real quick. What the hell is this? Holland Media. What is this? So somebody is tweeting to Cardi. Is this her Instagram? Everything you're saying, keep the same energy when it's posted. Don't backpedal like you always do. Let's not forget I have screenshots of the DMs you have with these blogs talking about Nicki and her baby, you deranged weirdo. And Cardi said, you fucking fan page is so miserable. I'm taking care of my family and my kids. Fuck off my dick. When did I talk about that lady? Hop off my dick and get a job. Buckley's, do you really want to do this right now? You have met your match. What is this about? I mean, why these bitches bugging out? I mean, hold on a second. Let me bring this up. Belcalis. Oh, yeah, I'm going to have to snip this video because shit, this is something new. Like, definitely going to clip this. Clip. Let me get myself positioned to figure out what the fuck is going on. So, let me swing this back to the tippet top. All right. So, this is some sort of page on Twitter or on Instagram. It looks like these messages. Let me make sure I'm at the top. So this person DM Cardi B. I don't know who this is. So they said to Cardi B, you literally drugged and robbed men. I don't know if this is close enough for y'all to see it. I can't bring it in any closer. Let me make sure I got the screen positioned. Let me do that. I don't know if you can see it that close, but I'm going to read it for you. So, all right. So this person said to Cardi, they said, you literally drugged and robbed men, you shape-shifting, disgusting, clout-chasing, alligator-looking, fucked up teeth, twisted ass ant body bitch. I speak on Nicki again, I swear. So they said, I'm tired of you monkey-faced assholes. Go bleach. And this whole thing could probably be fake too. People we want to get shit mixed up. So yeah, I'm gonna check the temperature on it and I'll see who, fuck that. Nope. Because some people, they be setting traps like this and they be wanting you to get some shit mixed up and it be like a lie. Nope. Hell no. So anyway, so I mean, do I believe Cardi is like that and that she will call someone a monkey again? If she said it before, if you do it, then probably do again. What? How you do anything is how you do everything. So listen, they told her that all of that and you twisted ant body booty bitch. I speak on Nicki again, I swear. She said, I'm tired of you monkey face assholes. Go bleach and wash your face, ho. This ain't you love arms so much. See, this is fake. This is how they ruin some shit. And it's like the thing is about it is that if you don't have like the if you have poor rationale, a person will read this and it'll be like, oh, this is real. This shit is fake. It's like from that first response. So it said, I hope, and then it's like they mixed it up. If Cardi did write that, then that is atrocious. So then it said, I hope you know I'm screenshotting everything you're saying. Keep the same energy when it's posted. Don't backpedal like you always do. Let's not forget I have screenshots of the DMs of you have with the blogs talking about Nicki and her baby. And then she said, you fucking fan pages. You fucking fan page is so miserable. Get the fuck off my dick. When did I talk about that lady? Hop off my dick and get a job. That sounds more real than above. Do you think, let me ask you this. Do you think Cardi would say that to a person? I'm tired of you. I'm tired. Do you think that she would say it knowing how people feel like she is a colorist? You know what's so crazy? Today I had to think about this, right? So when it comes to Nicki Minaj, right? I don't know, like a lot of people are weird, but me personally, my skin tone, I think that I'm like a caramel complexion, like a brown skin, right? I look at Nicki, I don't look at her as light skin. I look at her as like a light brown skin, right? But it's so funny that with all of these weird ass girls in the industry from the Lattos, and Latto is now going to be riding pop music and all of that now. But it's like nobody has ever complained about Nicki Minaj being colorist because I just feel like organically, for number one, she just loves people. And then you got to look at like all of her best friends. It's like, she was the lightest one out of all of her friends. Like, that's like your core, and that's all of her friends. So it's like, I just find it funny that it's like nobody has never accused her of being like that. It's never been no funny shit with, it's just been people who've been pure jealous of her beauty and might just want to just say something like, oh, she benefits because of this. Nicki Minaj is not light skinned, and you got to know the difference between lighting and all of that. Like, no, she's not light skinned. She's a brown skinned girl. She's probably a little lighter. She's lighter than me. But I'm kind of like brown caramel complected. I don't consider Nicki Minaj to be light skinned. But anyway, back to the subject at hand. Do you think Cardi B would say that today in the climate now? Do you think that she would tell somebody that I'm tired of your monkey faced assholes? Go bleach and wash your face, ho. You love arms so much, stream her music. They trying to get people riled up. And if you that damn simple minded, you believe anything. I hope that she wouldn't say that. So let me see. Exactly. Everybody is so jealous of the queen, beauty, and talent. Even Cardi is that. That's why she is always trying. You say it looks like her. She called the dark skinned woman a burned roach, so it's not far fetched. Plus, she's, and you know what's so crazy? I'm gonna tell you this about this one person who I knew. I'm just gonna say they was a friend because I don't want to say the true relationship, but I knew this one person, and they were upset at this point because they were upset at this moment because people were looking at them like a thief, even though they were doing well for themselves and they were no longer this person that they was in their younger years. And I told them that it's unfortunate that when you have a reputation, it's hard to shake it. So what do you do if people look at you like you're a thief, or they look at you like you can't be trusted? Like, you know what I'm saying? Certain things are hard to shake. And just like the people in the comments who believe that she did say this, I mean, what could I say against it? She has said vile, nasty things, especially towards black women. I want you to pay attention. Cardi B has never said, if you notice all of her clapbacks, she's never clapped back at a Latina woman like that. She's never done it. She never has. And these racially ambiguous non-black women, you have to realize a lot of them don't be really liking black women. They don't. I'm sorry. I knew that at an early age when I used to be telling my black women friends like, yo, let me tell you something. You see, some white girls do. You sometimes you really see a white girl. She's cozy with, she got the black homegirls, and she's in it. Sometimes I respect most of the time when it's the white girls at heart and they're not trying to act urban and they just friends with black girls. Like, you know what I'm saying? I've seen that happen too. I'm from upstate, and so I've been around a lot of white people and different concoctions and mixes. But I never seen Cardi talk to a Latina girl like that. It's funny. Would she call a Latina a monkey? That's just interesting when you put it into perspective. I don't know if these messages are real, and I hope that she wouldn't be dumb enough to say that. Uh, so listen, and then she said, "You fan pages miserable. Get off her D, whatever." So let's just play this a little more and see if there's anything below it. Um, So let's see. Belcalis, do you whatever they said? You have met your match. I got you by your fake hair. I have receipts of you talking shit about her, screen recordings even. And so Cardi allegedly said, "Fuck out of here with the bullshit and lies. When did I ever spoke about that lady? I will sue you for for defamation." Okay. And they doing everything to make us believe that it's her if this really is. Because do you know that people can make fake tweets and stuff like that? People make fake. You know what? I'm gonna tell you this because you know that I love to brainstorm. Sometimes I be wondering if people be setting these stories just so shit could just kind of like go up like that. Like, you know what I'm saying? I ain't never been the one to fall into nobody's trap ever. I just don't believe it. Like, and I hope that I would say that I would hope, even though I don't like Cardi B, right? I would hope that she wouldn't say that to somebody, like calling them a monkey in the messages. You know that where this is about to go. I would hope that she wouldn't do that. So she said, "Fuck out of here with the bullshit and lies. When I ever spoke about that lady, I will sue you for defamation." And they spelling the words wrong, even though she does spell. This is what I'm saying. Like when you an idiot, people will think when you do some stupid shit, they'll think that it's really you. They'll think that that shit is really you. So hold on. Why they ain't show them rest? They said, "Sue me. I know the law. I know the law. Your tears won't silence receipts like it did Tasha K. Only way you win is if you hire a man to take me out. But girl, with that, huh? Hold on." And the way they did that screen. Oh, so was that really her? The way that they listen. Temperatures rising, and it's not surprising. I mean, people can play tricks too, where they flip with like, you know, that this video could have been edited and they could have just flipped over like that too. I'm not saying that it's not real, but the temperatures rising. And is that the last picture Cardi posted on Instagram? Let's test the temperature of these individuals. Let me look her up and see what the last photo was she posted. Was it the Jason Lee? Temperatures rising. Yep, that was the last picture she posted. What do you think? Let me read the comments and we're gonna move on because I honestly don't know what to think. We all know that Cardi B is disgusting. So let's see. They talking about Nick. How dare they talk about Nick Roman Holiday? Why they getting listen? I don't want y'all to think, and I know I've been talking a lot of shit about black and white and stuff like that, but you got to realize it's a black and fucking white world. It is what it is. Racism exists still, and shit is funny. Like, I want to know this. I know there's a lot of people who agree on the whole Roman holiday shit, but who picked that song? There's so many other songs. Why we ain't pick Win Again? Why didn't we pick a song like Miami or some other shit? Like, why do we ain't pick Roman in Moscow? It's like, I don't know. Like, who chose that song? I just want to know that. Who chose it? I mean, I've already purchased that song, so I can't even really purchase it on iTunes no more. Y'all remember when the song went viral? If you a fan who purchased the music, you can't even really buy no more singles. You pretty much like looking forward to like new shit. Because if I show you my iPhone, I have pretty much every Nicki release on my Apple Music. So there's nothing really for me to buy. And y'all know how when the songs go viral and people is like purchase, purchase, purchase. I've already purchased all the versions of Roman Holiday. What else do you want me to do? I can't purchase it from iTunes no more. I got the clean, I got the dirty. So it's like, what do you want me to do? Erica, she didn't even speak that good. Yeah, because Cardi is uneducated. Yeah. When Nicki is sitting with Anna, she really sitting with Anna. That's Hove Lane though. Right, Nicki? Right, Erica. Yup. Bling, bling. So let me get this off the screen. So that was that. Let me see what people talking about in this thread. How am I getting dragged into quotes when it's a post she made to prove that Barty Gang faked the Nicki DM and how easy it is to do? Y'all are insane. Oh, how am I getting dragged into quotes when this post was made to prove that Barty Gang faked? Oh, so they made this to fake it. Okay, I understand now. I knew that the shit was fake. By the way, they literally said it, stop being so slow. See, this is what get dangerous, and I don't care what none of you say. It do be a lot of white people doing fucking evil shit. Who got time to make fake tweets? Y'all bitches is bored. Y'all bitches is bored. Stop the madness. Just stop this shit. Too many of y'all have infiltrated and gotten. It's like this fan base is a cesspool of just a whole bunch of just. Where did this shit? When did it start? People was, oh, man. And you know what? I know that is true because even a lot of the girls within the fan base will complain about, like, you know, certain things that different people would do to them or bully them and shit like that. So I know that that shit is well alive, but people are bored. Why would you make some shit like that? People, and you know what's so crazy? I really think people be talking to themselves too. I'll see a person post a picture of themselves and they be like, oh, somebody's posting my picture under another profile. Low key, they just really trying to get people to go over there and follow that other backup page in case another page gets taken. People have so many different schemes to get you to follow and do other shit. Oh, my page got taken, and then next thing you know, you following this page, and oh, this page is infiltrating me, and they take. I'm not saying that don't happen, but come on, like that shit is crazy to me. That shit is crazy. Let's see. Hold on. Let me get that off the screen. So they don't want to. What did you say? They don't want to make money. Is children online doing this shit because adults are trying to get bread? Cynthia, I heard that a couple of times. That she can't read. I don't know, girl. Yeah, it's believable because how much you know she presents herself as a dummy. It's like Cardi. She tried to talk that shit. Like, you know, she just doesn't. To me, she doesn't sound like she's progressed any. Like all of the money that you made, it just doesn't sound like she's progressed at all. Like mentally. So let me bring this up real quick before we move forward. So please, please, please make sure that you check out my website. I should put it in the link, but I don't like putting, you know what it is? It's like, you got to really know what's going on. Check out my website, cookieconfidant.com. This is my business. You know, check it out. Google cookieconfidant.com. Check my website out. Save 15% off at checkout. Shipping is included in the price of the cookies as well. Read the reviews, and yeah, that's the way that you can support me. I don't, you know, really care for super chat or cash app. You know, you can support me by getting something for yourself, and that way you get something, I get something. So I feel like that's an even exchange. So that's why I stopped promoting my cash app and stuff, because it's like this is how I would prefer people to support me. So check out the website, Google it, cookieconfidant.com. Yeah. So fuck. Let me see. Erica, I always say Cardi fans gotta be kids or bots. Thank you, Miranda. I appreciate that. She always says every 5 seconds. You know what? Like is really a New York thing, because I noticed that when I listen back to my videos, I do that a lot. And now I'm trying to be more cognizant of not doing it. So yeah, you know what I'm saying? You just have to make sure that you are fully cognizant, and that you just kind of like flex around it. One of my teachers, it was this one word that he told us he did not like us to use. What was that word? He said, you really just don't need it. He said, just think about it. He took it out. He's like, you don't need that word. Was it? It might have been it. He was like, you just don't need to use it. He was like, you can just remove it. He said, don't use the word it no more. One of my English professors in college, he told us that. He was like, just remove the word it. He said, you just don't need it. I don't know if you ever heard that before. Them cookies is good. Me and my kids, yum. They so big and soft. Thank you. I appreciate you. Yum. So shout out to you for your support. Shout out to everybody who supported my business. I really appreciate y'all. So let's move on. I wanted to bring up this thing about Beyonce's tour. I ended up getting mixed up in that Cardi B fake tweet shit. See what I'm saying? These people be playing games when they be bored trying to get shit revved up. And Cardi, you know, she on her little fake hiatus right now because there ain't no traction out here in the streets. I'm telling you, we already know what's gonna happen. Say Nicki came out tomorrow and was like, she made a post and was like, new song. No, say Nicki posted, you know, new song, and she gave us a 7-day, you know, grace, like new song next week, February 10th. Cardi gonna start tap dancing. This girl been absent from Twitter and all of that. She gonna start tap dancing. She gotta be in the mix like an ingredient. I'm telling you, she gonna start it. I want Nicki to stay away. I want Cardi B just you're gonna have to come out with something soon. What you about to do? About to go over to the what does she got coming up in 2 months? She got the in Thailand. She got the Thailand show coming up. I mean, is Cardi really gonna go over there and do numbers? They said that they strategically put her on a show date with Little Uzi Vert and other rappers who will fill the bill. But we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. You know, do you think Cardi is gonna release new music before she goes to Thailand? Beyonce Pop Bass. She out here lying, saying that the album is done. If the album is done, put the outcome out. The album done, put the outcome out. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's crazy. So they said like 12,000. Hold on a second. Let me bring this up. Bring this up real quick from Beyonce. Yo, that's crazy. Her demand is so crazy. Yo, I know that she has to feel blessed. And you know what's this going to do? This is going to make her not. I got to get that off the screen because, you know, no, we ain't playing that. No. She fuck around to get my shit blocked again. I don't want that playing. So somebody said demand. All right. So Pop Bass said demand for Beyonce's Renaissance World Tour has already exceeded the number of available tickets by more than 800,000, Live Nation reports. It is expected that the majority of the interested fans will not be able to get tickets because the demand is drastically exceeds supply. I know that I'll be there. Listen, let me tell you something. When you manifest, when you want something, one of my friends, right? And I hate their mindset. And I know that you listen to my YouTube too. And we talked about this. This is an advice that I can get to everybody. Instead of you saying that you can't afford something, figure out how you can get it. Figure out how you can get it instead of just being defeated and saying, oh, I can't get the money to go. And I understand certain things are outside of your threshold. But I'll tell you this. How much, like, typically would I pay for Beyonce? I give her $300 to $400. If this tour is $600, will I add $200 to it? I would. I don't know what the prices are right now. I know it's been a lot of speculation and shit. But we'll see what that. I think they said on the 5th we'll get an email and it'll let you go in to buy tickets. So we'll see. We'll see what happens, but I'm definitely trying to get it. Will I spend $600 for Beyonce? Honestly, I'm gonna think about that from now to the 5th. That's $600. You got to realize when you're a business owner, I would rather put that money back into my business and flip it and put it into the marketing. You just got to think about shit hard. I'll take $600 for a night to sing, you're the love of my life. Is that worth $600? 300 is like, See, I was playing on my page earlier. I was just like, they was like, will you spend $10,000 for a ticket? I was playing. I was like, yeah, but obviously I would not spend $10,000 for no damn Beyonce ticket for a 90-minute show. Are you crazy? Yeah, let me read some of the comments. I want to see what the ticket prices are going to be though. So anyway, so after they posted that, what would that be? Oh yeah. So they said, so that means that there has been approximately 12 million registrations for Beyonce's Renaissance Tour in North America alone, since the tour capacity is like 1.5 million and 40 plus shows. And she making millions off of each one of those shows. She making millions. That's crazy. I'm so proud of Beyonce, real talk, because she deserved that. Come out here and get that stadium money, No shade or nothing to SZA, but SZA is killing it. She's killing it on the chart. She got the video out. She's doing her big one and all of that. But Beyonce, this is why I try to tell you, don't compare people's success because it's really curated differently. And if this show you anything, for a woman to be able to do this and not even release no videos, isn't that a little scary? I feel like that's power. That is power, and you can deny it all you want to, but without a video, without a Break My Soul, like, think about it. Even though I like Break My Soul, do you feel like it would be redundant for her to release a video to Break My Soul right now? What do we really know? What if do you think this would be a flex if Beyonce could book a tour and all of this in stadiums without the visuals? This is almost unheard of. And I feel like Beyonce has that type of personality where she likes to what's the best way that I can put it? You know how they tell you to like, you use something or you lose it. I feel like Beyonce, when it comes to her strength in the music industry, she kind of flexes her muscle. She pushes herself a little bit, like just a little bit each era. So it's like this era, the album came out in July and we in fucking February. And it's like I announced my tour, the demand is up. If it's up, can I push these niggas to June? Can I just drop it? Can drop that? You don't know what her plan is. I don't know what it is, but I think it inspires one because I want you to think about this. Companies spend millions of dollars in marketing, right? So you got to know that when she comes out with her visuals, I ain't saying that they got to put money, millions in it to market it. You might not realize it, but I think that Beyonce can sell it herself organically just by an announcement, but they put marketing dollars into sponsored posts and they promote certain things, right? You would have to be a fool to not think that, say you had an artist like Beyonce and you seen that how strong her buzz was, right? Are you going to drop all of your marketing things at once if she don't need it? Think about it. You have an artist that you don't need to do that with. If you know that your artist can do a certain amount of records every the first week and be consistent and go platinum, are you going to drop everything at once? That's what Cardi is going to do. I low-key feel like Cardi was the one who kind of started that, dropped the video with the song the same time she needed that push. She needed it, in my opinion. So let's see. Nicki the only one to be having demand tickets like my queen. Wait, Nicki is the only one be having demand tickets like this, my queen. Let's see, but Beyonce does not slack on the visuals. She don't, and that's what I'm saying. She don't slack on the visuals. I think she really enjoys them and has always been solid. I like watching short films, but that's the thing that gives you muscle. That gives you your muscle. It's just like you can push just a little bit more, and like, okay, I dropped my album. I announced the tour. The numbers is up. They ain't got no videos yet. That shit is just like, so how far she gonna push it on the next album? She might do some shit the next album, drop all the videos, and you don't get the songs. Like Beyonce is crazy when it comes to the way that she controls what she does. Because I'm telling you, you might like that song Grown Woman, but you only remember watching the video, or you might have played the video in your car, but she only released that song for video form because that's where she wants you to consume it. That shit is crazy controlling. That's that Virgo shit. She is controlling. I like it. I like her dominance. I'm not gonna lie. I like the way that she flexes with her career and the way that she, handles that shit. So, yep. Let's see what people talking about. These just, yeah. So her numbers is up. The interest is there. You see it up 800%. That has to be a blessing. Like, and this is why I was so upset this week when people, let me get this down because next thing you know, they'll be hitting my shit. But this is why I was so mad when they tried to say all of that, that she was doing drugs and all of that. It's just like, I would love to just make Beyonce look, just to try to like sully her name and make her look bad off like, oh, she's not even a good one. I feel like certain people have that within them. And people live different lives behind the scenes too, So it is what it is. But I didn't like how they was trying to like slander her and shit. I personally felt like it was some slandering. The way that they was trying to approach that shit. Like, yeah. Please make sure you thumbs up this video, thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, share this video, share it to your Facebook, share it to your Twitter. Please share. Check out my website, cookieconfidant.com. You said July 11th. What was that? No, Renaissance came out on July. Didn't Renaissance come out on July 29th? Let's see. Oh, like the whole body of visuals. This is inspiring to me. Low key, I am mad at Beyonce because it's like, where the fuck is the visuals at? But if you don't need the visuals, think about it. If you funneling dollars into my marketing product and you like LaRon, okay, you about to release the tickets tomorrow. We see that based on the analytics, you don't really need to release the video yet. They're gonna buy the tickets. Let's release the video while you go on tour, so it could be like a more added. Like it's like she knows, and I feel like it's emotional intelligence. You know how to make people explode because this is gonna make people go crazy. Imagine you get all of those videos like the week before the tour start. It's just gonna hype people up more. It gives you something more to look forward to. I remember, do you remember when Whitney Houston did this interview with Wendy Williams on the Wendy Williams show? And she was kind of like sassing Wendy Williams, and Wendy Williams was asking her about her album and stuff. And she was like, yeah, I don't want to put all my singles out right now. I want my album to, like, you know, live on for a while. I don't want to do everything right now. And that's what Beyonce is doing. These people drop their singles, boom, boom, boom. They be on to the next one. Like, this is what I really want. And every time I'm telling you, I kind of jinx myself because every time I want this, it never happens. Now, we don't know. A lot of people are speculating like, oh, is Nicki having a baby, XYZ, whatever, right? So we don't know that. But what I will say, and I feel like this is wrong for a person to say, because at the end of the day, Nicki has business to conduct, right? I feel like it's almost selfish to say this, but I really want to see it like, we know that Super Freaky Girl out on the charts. It lasted. How many weeks is it on this week? I stopped counting. Like once it got to 20, I was like, yeah, it's here, right? So Super Freaky Girl, whatever, right? I really want Cardi to have a whole era by herself. I want Nicki to just take some time, baby. Like your son, Papa Bear's growing. Do your thing. You blessed. You've been out here. Let this bitch roll this shit out. I want to see her tap dance by herself, first, second, third out. No, I want Doja to wait too. Just wait. Just be some fall babies. Be some fall babies. Just wait till the end of the year. I want to see this because the longer that she wait, is going to be harder for her. Is she going to just fall deeper in that hole? Make this bitch wait. I wouldn't be mad if Nicki didn't come back to Twitter until the summertime. Let this bitch rock out. I want to see her have the dance floor. I want to see them juke up the algorithms and see how she just performs out. Roll this album out, announce that tour, and let's see what the fuck you're going to do. That's what I want to see. Nicki, honestly, she's not a new artist. Like, and I like the way that she kind of controls shit too. She tells Republic when she wants to drop. She ain't no 360. Them niggas, I'm pretty sure they have certain things that she has to satisfy. But Nicki, she's kind of like almost done with her contract there. Like, she's like this, you kind of related to like somebody, and then also her numbers are good. She's like a senior over there. Like, her numbers is good. She does what the fuck she want to do, point blank. And honestly, all of this shit that we be saying, she be onto it too. No, let this bitch know. Let her come out and do this. Let her tap dance out here. I want to see her drop first, second, third single. No female rapper out there for y'all to try to compete with when Nicki drop her song. When I tell you again, when I was watching the fucking radio charts, when Be Careful was out, it was losing steam on radio. I promise you, when they released Chun-Li, it was like the payola kicked in. I was watching Be Careful literally fall. It was something about just because that black girl was out with her new single, they had to make it. I'm telling you, I don't give a fuck what nobody say. I seen that shit with my own eyes. I seen it. Be Careful had been up on the radio. It was like just kind of like just losing steam. And I'm like, oh, as soon as Chun-Li started punching, they started beefing money into that shit. It's like the whole Cardi B formula is so much mixed into it. It's so many reasons why I don't like her. It's the manipulation of the career. And the thing about it is where people think like, oh, you talking on some hate shit. No, let's talk about on some business shit. Ain't no way that a person should sold 100 million records and was able to go overseas and not sell out that Go Puff tour. There was no way. That is not stamina of 100 million records. You sell 100 million records? No, so it's manipulation. And then she's mad arrogant and cocky, and it's just like, sweetheart, you know that if you ever leave Atlantic and you were supposed to be on, what's that label, RCA, that released that that stripper movie? They the ones that released that stripper movie, right? Yeah, if she went over there, sweetheart, they ain't put no promotion into that. You would fall and it would be over. And I just want the ones that's going to fall to get out of here. Like, real talk, we know that there's some mishaps with some really good artists and shit like that, where they just had some fucked up deals and shit. I wish the best for them, but why are we pushing up the fake? And there's so many real artists who deserve good deals. This bitch is fucking up the budgets. Get her out of here. That's how I feel. Go sell those whip shots, still be successful, and be able, hopefully your whip shots go up even more. I ain't saying be broke, but just get out the way. You fucking up the ecosystem of female rap. Like, just you fucking it up. That's how I personally feel. Like, because you a cheater, 40 million on fucking hot shit. You a cheater, 40 million audience on hot shit, and nobody care, and doesn't nobody care about the song. And then honestly, as it rolls into the Grammy talk of Cardi B, now you know that the Migos is going to be there. What did they say? Is it Quavo? I think Quavo is doing a tribute to Takeoff at the there. So of course, you know, Offset is going to be there. She probably want to be right by his side too, because you know she following him around like Jay-Z and Beyonce going on tour. You know, Jay-Z got to be at every tour day. I noticed that like for a while before he was coming to every show day. That's probably the dynamic of their family now. Like, you know, yeah, you got to be there, nigga. Ain't no drifting off when I'm on tour. Your ass gonna be here with the kids now too. So Cardi is gonna be at the Grammys, and she's getting ready for next year. So she there trying to kiss their ass so that she can make sure she got one in the bag for next year. You know, she's probably working on a sample right now. She want to be in the sample world with the other black girls. So yeah. I also was thinking when I seen this footage earlier, I'm not going to play it on here, but Latto, she was saying that, oh, now she's running to the pop world because the white people show her love over there. Let me tell you something, sweetheart. You're going to keep running over. Guess what? They have flop records in pop too. You know what? It's so hard for me, right? I wish. Now, the only reason why I talk about Latto is just because of this mix-up shit with Nicki, right? But I wish I cared so much because Latto, like, people be thinking that I just be trying to be funny. I said that shit the other day in my video. I said, you do pop because that's what works for you. Now, let's be clear. Nicki released some urban shit, but the pop shit it would go up back then. But it was just a testament to me that black people, it's not even black people who listen to urban radio, but you know where they pump that music at. It would be, I would be sick to my stomach sometimes where I'd be like, damn, Starships is 2 million and fucking Bees in the Trap is gold. What the fuck? Y'all niggas don't spend money. You know, the average fan back then wasn't even opening up their dollar to go to the fucking iTunes. A lot of us was, but a lot of people wasn't. And I just felt like I liked when Nicki did that. It was just like she was able to be successful in both realms, though. Latto, she can't be successful in both realms because the hood don't fucking want you. We don't want you. We don't. And I don't give a fuck about none of y'all who make comments. I know some of y'all probably hear. Y'all be like, Latto is not. No, you are what your mother is. And your mother's white. You white. And she's white. She is. She's racially ambiguous. She has no flow. Her music is not good. And if you disagree, you can unsubscribe. We ain't no beggars over here. You know what I'm saying? We not begging. We not begging at all. So, let me see what I got. What's this over me? All right. Yeah, please make sure you thumbs up, share this video. Please share it. If each and every person on this broadcast share it, I don't care if you don't got nobody on your Facebook, whatever, just share my video. That's what I want, please. So hell nah, the minute her voice, what'd you say? So do y'all think Cardi is going to the Grammys to try to present so she could get in a good graces, kiss that ass, and try to get a Grammy next year? Try to suck the Academy DIC. What you think she going up there to present for? What's she going up there to fucking present? She can't even read the teleprompter. Like, come on, baby. Fall back. So she not Nicki. She could never do what Nicki does. The whites can have her for real. Nobody messes with Latto like that. Hell no. You seen all that nasty song shit? And you know, Cardi B was the one who gassed her up with that whole nasty song shit. Remember, she was telling her like, oh, wasn't Cardi like on some live or some shit telling Latto that she should drop nasty song or some shit like that? Yeah, and it came out and it did a flipsy fucking flop. Latto. It did a flippy fucking flop. So anyway, let me go over here to Twitter and bring up this douchebag. So CADY LANG. She's, you know, she works over at Time Magazine, and she interviewed Latto about the Grammys, right? So I'm gonna have to go to my other page and see if I could find that. I'll go over there and do it. So CADY LANG. So she said, I'm not going to lie. This is what she said to Latto in the interview. She said, I'm not going to lie. I have a soft spot for Latto. Her braggadocious flow and boisterous, dare I say, big energy is a reminder of why we need to give Southern hip hop its flowers. Also, anyone who will go toe to toe with Nicki Minaj and the Barbs on Twitter deserves a Grammy. This flat face, pie face, sunken face. Really? And you know what's so crazy? I want to say this and I don't give a fuck who it offends. I say what I want to, right? A lot of the people who look like her and the Cardis, they was happy when somebody like Cardi came in because they really don't like black women, to be honest with you. They don't like that shit. When Beyonce, it's just the same when Beyonce dropped that Lemonade shit. I had even people who was in my life who was, I'm not even going to say their backgrounds. They be like, what does Beyonce mean with Lemonade? Like, does she not like, what does she mean? Like, what the fuck you think she mean? You know what I'm saying? People like this, you got to be very careful. Those are the type of people, the pie face, those are the type of people who will try to get you in trouble sneakily at a job. You'll be fired and you don't even know. Very evil. Evil. And she's a Cardi fan too. So you know where that lies. She can't fuck with Nicki. That's why. So she has no other resort to hate on Nicki. She made her page private. You know what I'm saying? Like the apple don't fall far from the tree. So look at her. It's a reason why she's on the side of Cardi. She can't fuck with nobody like Nicki. She can't. Like, hold on. European Asians never liked the black community, but be sure to be their stores next to us and be sure to use black writers for K-pop tracks. And don't you know that K-pop is all just it feels like to me they're doing like a vibe of like 90s R&B and shit. It's like they doing shit that we did before. They wave riders. This is why I said like on YouTube, if you even just look around to the white tea pages and shit like that, they get way more views than what we get. I said, oh, I'm gonna have to try to figure something out. Like as far as and not even figuring it out for a monetary gain, right? But if those people, if you go over, it's just like who started saying who started saying what's the tea, what's this and that. They use all of our jargon, they use our words, they use our whole approach, our swag and everything. But then they got us under a rock over here on YouTube. And it's like they drop videos. I seen this one channel again, they dropped a video and within like 40 minutes, they had 17,000 views. No, share the fucking wealth. Like y'all niggas need to break that shit up and make sure that everybody gets that same hit. And I'm telling you, I feel like the more urban that your channel is, or the more the topics or whatever, I feel like they suppress you. It's like you under a rock. This is why I said take my video, share it, because certain things does trigger, the algorithm. So it's important. Please share my video, share it to Twitter, Facebook, whatever. But nah, black content creators are just like we be on here and we be coming with having the real just the real information, giving our heart and our soul and our commentary. And it's just like, we don't get the love that we deserve. And then I said that on Twitter too. And somebody was telling me that they suppress black content creators on TikTok. It's crazy. It's crazy. You just never know what type of, systems these people have in place that can maybe pick up things. I'm not saying that they can pick up race or whatever through artificial intelligence, but I ain't saying that listen, you never know. You never fucking know. So let's see. Life is too short to act like you don't like Nicki. That write-up was trash. Let's see. How you gonna upload one woman and tear another one down? She's tearing her down because she's black. She don't like Nicki. You think, and it's like, I don't even understand why she volleying for Latto like that, because what's the point? But they don't like who they can't fuck with. Like, you know what I'm saying? They don't like if she can't, get close to Nicki on some shit like that. They like who they have access to on some real shit. People are so racist and evil in the industry. So that was that. Give me a second. I want to see if I could find something. Give me 1 second. Oh, man. Give me 1 moment. Let's see. Oh, yeah. So they said the writer is a Cardi B fan. So let me bring this up. It don't fall too far. I'm telling you, them racially ambiguous, like light to white. Yeah, they definitely going to be on it like that. So this is CADY LANG. And a lot of people send emails and stuff too. I heard Black T Blog's video. I seen what she was saying. So check her video out if you want to know how you can contact Time Magazine, and send some sort of I would say send a well thought out and send something that's well read. Just don't be talking shit to them saying like, oh, this bitch, this and that. Nah, just tell them that you have an issue with the way that Katie is conducting herself online. You find her approach to be very racist, very prejudiced, and for her to be participate, like, people who are tied to these publications, like, she's not working for Female Rap Elite. Like, she's working for Time Magazine. These are people who supposed to have some sort of, I can't even say like, I don't really know the word to use. I wanted to say like they supposed to have a certain type of etiquette. Yeah, that is perfect. She's supposed to have a certain type of etiquette, and they're supposed to be kind of like unbiased or whatever. But not saying that her liking this from Cardi or retweeting it means that, but based on her, her following behavior with her conversation with Latto, it just looks funny. But come on, you looked at the pie face gal. They got a lot of reasons to be mad, like, and sometimes I don't even feel like they can help it. Sometimes those people are just trained to not like black people on some real shit. So I ain't take no offensive to it, because you want to know why? Because Lotto, she could play this pop field all she want to, sweetheart. You could strike out on pop too. And guess what? That shit is, it's like you doing these pop songs, but you still ain't hitting your bass. I said this in one of my other videos, and somebody commented like, "Oh, we like Megan, something about Megan's song, The Sweetest Pie." Listen, we don't respect Megan for The Sweetest Pie. How many people do you know say that when they mention Megan Thee Stallions, Megan Thee Stallion, that they reference The Sweetest Pie? When I think of Megan Thee Stallion, I think of definitely Realer Than Realer. That's one of my favorite songs by her. I ain't played that song in a while. Maybe I'll play that tonight while I go when I go over to the commercial kitchen to bake. So yeah, check my website out, cookieconfidant.com. Check it out, 15% off. I gotta make sure my sale is still going, because if it ain't going, then that means it expired, and I need to make sure that I post a 10% sale. I needed to post something for Valentine's Day. I'm probably gonna do a whatever I work on for Valentine's Day, I'm gonna do that this weekend. I'll do that this weekend, and I'll post it next week, and it's gonna have to be like a fast type of sale, whatever it is that I figure out that I'm gonna have to do for it if I do participate. See, you have to realize sometimes these holidays, they are really good, but it can be really stressful too. So I gotta just figure what I want to do. If I want to just put something on sale, certain things I just can't put on sale though. Like, I mean, I already have a 15% off sale, so I can't really do anything more than that. I would love to like really discount the crumb cookies, but those cookies take a lot, and I can't just put that down. And it's a lot that goes into that. So no, that would be a dope Valentine's Day one though. But yeah. So let's see. That song sucks. They jacking her up like she next. Let's see. Pop is harder to succeed in. You think so, Deliria? I mean, but I think what it is that Lotto, what she doesn't realize is that she's going to pop. And I think that she's seen that radio play and stuff like that, especially when she had that, the Mariah Carey sample. But what she realizes is that what I'm trying to say is like, yeah, Megan Thee Stallion had a song with Dua Lipa and Sweetest Pie. But do we reference that? Do we reference Sweetest Pie? And as much as you might not be a biggest fan to Starships or Super Bass, those songs hit harder than those songs. Like Nicki rocked pop. She rocked it. She rocked all of the genres successfully. She had the urban songs. She had she made sure that she fed all of her bass all around. I feel like to be honest with you, if you're gonna be a female rapper and you want to copy Nicki, fuck copying an outfit. Copy the business acumen. If you want to be honest, Doja Cat is the only one that's really doing it. And I know somebody got mad in my video earlier. I wasn't saying this in a way to where you glorify street shit, where you just glorify ghetto shit as far as like people getting killed and certain things like that. No, you dumb fuck. Just because you from the hood don't mean you have to glorify that. When you from the hood, it's just a certain type of life. You know what I'm saying? You experience certain things. It's a different type of culture than when you live in the suburbs. What I said in my video was right. I said that Doja Cat, I probably would like her more if she was a little more hood. Yes, and but that's where I'm from. I feel like the best female rappers are from the hood. Honestly, I'm not saying that Doja's art is dope, right? She just don't sell it me on the rap front. To me, and I'm not saying that she can't do nothing. And every time I have a conversation with somebody, and I even said it to this kid, I said it to this boy in my comments today. I said, why is it that when every time somebody asks about a lyrical Doja Cat song, y'all always bring up No Rules? I'm like, is that the only song she got? He started laughing. He was like, honestly, that's the only one that people talk about when they say that about Doja Cat's lyricism. Listen, I'm sorry. And you know what I'm saying is true when you think about it. All the rap girls, the main girls is from the hood. Even if you want to go back to the Trina, and that's after Little Kim and Foxy. All of the girls is from the hood. It's something about Doja. I'm not saying her art is not good. She's dope. Doja is dope in her way, and I feel like it's dope because she has a base. You know, a lot of her fans are the bars, but I feel like Doja does have fans too. But what I'm saying is that when it comes to her rap, all I hear is Nicki. All of my bitches up in that in his body. All of my bitches up in that and bombing. All of these asses got an ass and titties. All of my that titty. She's just this California girl who don't really have that urban experience, and she channels Nicki Minaj when she wants to do this rap shit. That's my opinion, and I'm sticking to it, and I'm sticking to it. But I like her though. I want all of the success for Doja. We seen weak ass Cardi B, sunken eye win. Why can't Doja win? Doja deserves to win too. Like you, like you, like you. I find it hard to find someone like you, like you. Like you. Yeah, when Doja Cat, I'm just saying, I'm critiquing the rap style and everything. All of this body, all of this party. It's like, come on, you on this rum and reloaded kick. I know that shit came out when you was a young girl, but fall the fuck back. And here she on fucking, I want to take it up in the like I want to take it up in the. It's like, we see what the fuck you doing. Come on, y'all niggas is acting stupid. You know that we like, listen, I can say that too and be true. I want Doja to be successful. I think it's dope when she rocks shows and she rocks these festivals. I feel like her stamina on stage and where the energy from the fans, it's like I've seen it. To me, it looked better than Megan Thee Stallion, Bia's, all of that. Bia get the crowd hype, but people be there for other people and they just jumping because they don't know no better. But when it comes to Doja, she has a special connection with the crowd, and I feel like Nicki has that too. And Doja has a lot of potential. I feel like she does, but I feel like she don't got her own approach when it comes to rap. Like all of these that's body. It's like just it's like Nicki-esque. And I think that's why, if you want to be honest, I'm giving you a case study right now into the mind of a person who don't like bullshit. I'm telling you right now. For me, I could listen to you. I could listen to that when it come on or whatever. But if you search my Spotify right now, I don't search Doja Cat, and I'm not lying. I don't search her. I don't, but I'm proud of her. I'm proud. I don't play any of the songs. Every now and then I want to hear like you, but it's not something that I seek out. You know what I'm saying? And I think what it is that I don't seek it out because I'm already fed that through other sources. So why do I want to go eat that? You know, I ain't saying that is bad, but that's kind of like, for me, that's like me going to Popeyes to get chicken, especially when I know that I can make it better at home on some shit like that. It's like, why are you doing to do that? It's like, all of these ass and titties, all of my niggas have been you happy with me. All of that body got an ass and titties. I don't want that. And I hate it when I had to stream it for the number one. You know, I hated it. No. And even though I think Get Into It, yeah, is cute too, I've never played that song more than 10 times. Never. I've never played that. It's like the same thing with Bia. I gave her a little chance after a whole lot of money, and then I just got tired of that voice. And yeah, you know, yeah, I'm feeling in her mood. Yeah, I'm feeling in her mood. Okay. All right. You feeling in her mood? What time is it? It's 10:40. I'm getting off here in 5 minutes. So let me know if you like my new microphone. I did get a new microphone. I feel like it sounds fuller and I really like it. So let me know what you think. Let's see. Only song I ever heard is Say So. You know damn well you heard other songs. You ain't hear Let Me Be a Woman. Woman, woman, woman. I like that weird Doja, but you know what? My niece, she's 15. She loved Doja Cat. She like all of that. You know what song I hated? Hell yeah. Hell yeah. But it's like when she came down here, that voice that she did, I hated it. And my niece said it is weird, but she said it made her like it. She said she liked that. I just didn't like, I'm not really a stan of Doja Cat like that. I'm just not like, but shout out to all of the people who are. Let me look Doja Cat up right now on Spotify and see how many monthly listeners she got. Hold on. Let me look up Doja Cat. Let me look up our monthly listener on Spotify. Flat face ass CADY LANG. Racially ambiguous, talking shit about Nicki, trying to rally up and be like, oh, and I like anybody who go against Nicki Minaj. Because she got some low-key racist, she got some prejudices or something. It's like, what the fuck you talking about Nicki for? And you bring it up, we talking to Latto. She knew that was going to do that, and she was smart for making her page private, honestly. She was smart. Let's see. Let me look up Doja Cat. Doja Cat got 51 monthly listeners, 51 million. Nicki got 43 million. Nicki killed this shit. She killed her verse on that shit. Yo, me, soy Chenny. I ain't gonna play no song because I already played 3 songs in the beginning, and it'd be a bitch getting songs taken out of your videos. Like, also listen, let me bring this up. So I wanted to have this conversation about single Black mothers, because you know that whole thing with Tyree Nichols and how that was happening with Tyree Nichols, and then what was that guy name? He came online and made that comment and he blamed it on single Black mothers. I want to tell you this. So I don't know what your experience was, or if you lived in a single if you were raised by a single mother, but I want to know from different people, what was your reason why your mother and your father wasn't together? Because I know the reason why mine weren't. I think a lot of people are in the dark about that, and it's so weird. And I know that you're going to think that this is crazy too, but let me just hear me out. When I was like 5, 6 years old, right, I had been around my mother and father a lot. And it was crazy that I understood that I did not want my dad to be with my mom. At that age, I understood that I felt like my mom was too good for him, right? Now, I know the reason why my mother and father weren't together. It has a lot to do with the way that my mother's rearing. Like, my grandfather, he's a Korean War veteran, grew up, he ran a strict, tight ship, at home, whatever. They were very, they were taught to be very respectful, things like that. And you would laugh at it and you would think that it was probably nothing based off of the way that you view things. But my mother, she told me, like, she just couldn't deal with my father because he was into the streets and he kept buying all of this weed, like pounds and pounds and pounds of weed, bringing it to the house and stuff. And you have to think about it. This is why a lot of people get into stuff now, and you know better. My mother grew up, she always told us when she grew up, they grew up poor, but they didn't grow up around like drug abuse and stuff like that. Her father and her mother worked really hard. They had 6 kids. They worked hard, no welfare, no nothing. Grew up really proud, even though they were poor, right? So she's older and she meets my dad, and then my father, he's bringing all of these big bags, trash bags of weed. She said, my mother told me, she said he started doing that. She said one night she packed all of our stuff up, all the baby stuff. She put all her stuff in the car, and she went to my grandfather's house. We stayed there maybe for like a year, and then they bought a house. My mom and my aunt, they bought a house, and then that was like the first house we lived in. But my mother got away from my father, and you might think that that's small because it's like, oh, he was going to the bar. She would tell us other stuff. Like, she was like, I would need Pampers and stuff, and he would be out at the bar, like buying a whole bar drinks and stuff like that. And, I'm at home trying to get Pampers and stuff. So my mother, she cut him quick. Like, it was just, after that, it was just over. So pretty much she wasn't with him because he just wasn't the type of, unfortunately, she probably could have figured that out if she would have vetted him a little more. But, what can you really do? Sometimes when you meet people, they present differently as well, too. But I know that my mother and my father were not together because he just after, they were in a relationship, for that time, like, he just didn't really match her esteem. He was going in a whole different direction. Now, somebody might hear this and be like, oh, she left him because he was selling weed and whatever back then. But that wasn't the lifestyle. That wasn't how she was raised. She didn't raise. See, a lot of y'all, and I'm not trying to dish you, and I don't. I think the way that you run your household is the way that you do it. But if you, I'm gonna say this, and you might not like me after, but if you the type of person you smoke weed all heavy in your house and your kids be walking in the rooms and they little kids, you toxic and you don't even realize it. You're not even giving your kid a chance. It's like, I'm telling you, I've been around some kids before when they've been like 10, 11 years old and they'll smell weed and they'll be like, what? They just smoking weed? They went outside. Like that shit used to break my heart when I would hear little kids even knowing what certain things was. Like I felt like back in my days, like we got like certain people were exposed to things, but I felt like I gradually got introduced to things. Like, you know what I'm saying? A lot of y'all be exposing your kids to too much because you think, oh, I'd rather them know that I do it. Oh, they know that I smoke. They know mommy do it. So then what you think you teaching them to do? Come on. So yeah, so that's my reasoning why I know that my mother and my mother and father was not together. And it was so crazy that after that, it's like just a lot of different conversations that I hear from black women online on Twitter, like when they were just on Twitter and on YouTube, where they just talking about like, don't have babies by people or, whatever the case may be. So my mom said after she had me, and she just told me this probably like within the last 2 years, she was just like, yep. She said, after you, she said, I was dealing with a guy and she said, I did get pregnant. And she said she had a procedure, to not have the baby. And, that was like the early times. And she said she was so sick at work. And could you imagine me being a little boy? I ain't know. She was like, I thought I was going to die after that procedure. She was like, she was working at her job then, and she was like, she was in the bathroom and she was like, she was just bleeding and bleeding and bleeding. But the reason why she said she didn't want to have the baby, because she was just like, I didn't want to be attached to him. I feel like enough, and hopefully now, like, things are better for women if they want to make that decision, but I felt like her reasoning was good. And I said, why did you, what was your reason? She said, she was like, because I didn't want to be attached to him. And babies are an attachment. People don't realize that nigga who, or, whether it's the woman being toxic or the male being toxic, if a nigga is disrespectful and doing all types of shit to you, come on, like, and you're going to push a baby out and you're going to be, you locked in then. You locked in. Once you have a baby, let me tell you something psychologically. If a person is going upside your head, what you think is going to happen? When I first moved here to Houston, like this girl that I used to work with, I felt so bad for her. Like she said, once she became pregnant, that's when the domestic violence started. She said her husband was cheating on her, going to sleep with other women. He would take the car keys and run fast and go get in the car on some little kid shit. He would beat her up, pregnant and all. And the crazy thing about it is I just spoke to her. I reached out to her like 2 months ago, and I just had a random feeling. I said, let me see what she up to. And I said, what's up? Like, how you doing? And because she was supposed to move around the corner from me. And she was like, oh, I'm in Orlando right now. She said, yeah, I don't know him, but she said, Melvin, he beat me up bad. She was like, so we got away for a little while. She said, I think I'm gonna come back in about 2 weeks. I said, you need to be careful because men are killing women. Like, do you not see this shit? Do you not? Sometimes I feel like certain people are under a rock. They don't be knowing about all of these stories, but fuck domestic violence. Domestic death is real. I'm about to get up off of here though, but I really want to know, like, because my time, like, it's almost 11 o'clock and I got to get up and meet somebody somewhere because we got to bake overnight. But I really want to know in the comments, based on what you've been through in life, and if you were raised in a single parent home, what was your reason why your parents weren't together? Like, my father wasn't violent or anything, but my mother just didn't like his lifestyle. She didn't like the way that he gave it up. She felt like, she would rather be by herself. And I want to know your reasoning. Like, why was your mother a single mother? Was your father just, was it a situation where they just couldn't meet eye to eye? Was your father violent? You know what I'm saying? Like, what was the reason? Because I feel like a lot of people have different reasons. It's not just because a lot of people feel like, especially, what was that guy name? Was his name Jason? Was his name Jason Whitlock? Whatever his name was. But a lot of people feel like it's the women, like, kicking the men out the home. But a lot of the times it be toxic. See, I hate a lot of the times that men, we see shit, we grow up and not see our mom get supported with child support and all of that. And then you'll have a kid yourself and then you not realize like how much money it takes. It takes a lot of money to raise kids, especially you got boys and they drinking and eating shit up every fucking day. I know we stressed my mom out. I know we did. Like I know. But everybody's situation is different. You know, some people's parents were completely toxic. Like I feel like it was crazy that when I was young like that, I did not. I'm telling you, I had this little system in place where my dad, he would come over and be with us and shit like that. And then he would try to come like sweet talk my mom and like try to go in her room and shit. And she would always put him out, right? And I would make it my point where my dad would sit on the couch sometimes. I would not go to sleep. I would fake it and tell my mom that I was sick and that my stomach hurt. And I'd be like, I want Pepto-Bismol. You can't tell me that. Let me tell you something, right? Kids are, of course, a child, when they say like your mind frame back there, like that back then, you're still a child. But I feel like that's how you know that kids can be manipulative too. Because I was in my right mind and I kept playing sick. I kept saying that my stomach hurt. What I was doing was actually staying up to make sure that he left because I didn't want him to be there with my mom. Like when I tell you, I remember certain things. My dad, he came over to that house and when my mother was just done with him, he would just keep trying to bother her and just be like, oh no, like, trying to hug her up on her and stuff. But she would just be like, no, like, no, she wasn't feeling it at all. And I remember that. And I would just wait up until he would leave. Like, yeah, beat it. I just felt like my mom was better alone without him. And I think a lot of the reasons was because when he would have, like, you got to realize my brothers was older than me. So when my brothers would be in school, sometimes my dad would take me and he would bring me to other women's house. But at that point, my mother and father wasn't together. But just the fact that he was doing that in my mind frame, I was just like, why is he bringing me here? Like, I could be at home. I didn't understand it, but yeah, everybody's situation is completely different. Some people's background is very violent, and sometimes it's better when the father ain't around. Sometimes it's better when they're around. Shout out to the households where the dad really held shit down, and the mother might have not been shit because people aren't shit across the board. But I can't speak about the experience of being raised by my dad because my mom raised us. She took the brunt of the burden. Every time all of the annoying shit when kids come home and mommy, they having pizza at school every Wednesday and you want to get pizza. And back then it's like, so, whatever the money was, but you got all of these boys. Is everybody getting pizza? We couldn't get pizza all the time. Sometimes we had to bring lunch to school when the kids was, certain shit like that. Had y'all ever had something like that in your school? Well, we went to a private school. So imagine so back then we would go to a private school. So maybe they didn't have it every week, but it would be like every other week they would say that they're having pizza. So they would give us the sheet to bring home. Your parent would have to fill it out and attach the money in an envelope, and then you get your pizza. But sometimes we didn't get pizza all the time, and my mother would have to make our lunch. Like, you know what I'm saying? It wouldn't, yeah. We wouldn't get pizza all the time because you got to think about it. That's money for times 3. And it's like, shit. So I feel like that also humbles you too. Cause like, I don't know, just a lot of different things. Let me see. Sometimes I wanted to be with my father and he's in a different country. When I was with him, I was really homesick for my mother. Yeah, I love my mom. I really did. And it's like, I didn't really know. I mean, I knew that I was different because I'm telling you, 9 and 10 years old, it would take me a lot for me to be like, okay, I'll stay at my grandfather's house, especially if somebody from out of town came in town and I would want to be with like the younger kids, the younger cousins. So I'd be like, I'll stay the night, but what 10, 11-year-old will wait by the phone? I'll be like, my mother left my grandfather's house. I know that our house is about 5 to 7 minutes away. I'm going to give her about 10 minutes and I'm going to call that phone and ask her if she locked the porch door and everything. And my mother, she'd be like, yep, I locked the doors. Yep. I still do that. And she told me the other day, she was just like, oh my God, thank you so much. She was like, she always try to gas me. She was like, you're the only one who does right. And she heard this YouTube channel. She heard I was talking. She was like, thanks. She's like, you're the only one who does right. Yeah. I give my mom hell though. I'll be on her ass because I feel like as an adult, I want her to because she's taking care of my brother and I don't want her to lose sight of herself. So I just be critical on her, like, so you gotta, oh man, you only get one parent. And I'm just happy that like, no matter what happens, like, you never know when something will happen to your parent, but I felt like God blessed me. Like I went through this existence. My mom worked hard. Like what you know about. And it was just like, I was spoiled as hell. Like, could you imagine your mom just wanting to see you have everything for Christmas? You got three boys. It's like my mom would imagine working at your full-time job and then working all night, going to Montgomery Wards or wherever she would work at. She always worked in like the jewelry place at the malls or something, selling the jewelry. You know, at those like type of mall store, like how like you go into like Macy's or whatever. She always did stuff like that during the holidays. And when you had those type of jobs, I could remember even vividly back then. My mom, say for instance, she went to her regular job when she was working at GE back then, but then you had to go to that job or you got to get spritzed up. You got to put your lipstick on. You got to do that. So I would just remember my mom coming home late, chewing her gum. She would just look like, I'd be like, oh, so you just got off work or whatever. But she would do that to make sure that we had a good Christmas. Like she would do that shit. That is so crazy. That is crazy. Mm. I don't, and to be honest with you, for a long time in my life, seeing my mother work two jobs all of her life, I worked two jobs. I don't like doing that no more, and I don't want to do it. I'm not going to do it. I'm going to consistently work and push at my dreams and shit like that. I can't work two jobs. It kills your spirit. It doesn't give you time to be inspired. If you're working two jobs, when are you going to have time to brainstorm and really be able to branch out and do something? I understand if you got to do it for a short period of time to stack that money, but if I'm working two jobs, baby, you got to be paying me some money, and I need to get paid every week. Like it just got to be. So that's why I make sure that I live my life in a way to where I can pay all my bills without overtime or without anything. I don't want to work overtime. I want to do none of that. I want to be able to take that time and pour it back into myself. Fuck that overtime. So you said you lost one, 5 left, still hurt. You lost one of your. I have 2 brothers, 2 sisters. I'm grateful for my brothers and sisters too. Yeah, I have 3 brothers. What time is it? 10:57. All right, I'm about to get up out of here. Me and my mom and my BFF though, and my kids. And I have brothers and sisters. Your mother raised you well. Shout out to her. Yeah, she tried her best. I'm a daddy's girl. My mom was harder on me. That's typically what it is, though. Moms go harder. My cousin, she's a daddy girl. She's a daddy's girl too. Most girls are. Do you still talk to your dad? I haven't spoke to him in a while. Yeah. My father, like, yo, let me tell you something. This is a weird thing. And I kind of like took that for granted. I don't think I took anything for granted because adults are responsible for fostering relationships with children at the end of the day, right? But one thing I'm happy is that my father was in my life where I felt like I needed him the most. Like, having memories of being a kid and getting on the phone and calling your dad and come pick us up or whatever. Like, because him and my mother wasn't together, but my dad, anytime we called him, he would come pick us up. But once we started getting a little older, that's when he kind of got just like it was just a little weird. Because like my brother, when I was in high school, my brother had got like locked up or something like that. So I didn't see my dad for like maybe a year or so when my brother was locked up because he had moved to another state. And I remember being upset about that because I'm like, damn, you let a whole year pass. So I remember by that time I had turned 18 and I couldn't wait to see him because I was going to just lay into his ass. So I remember that was the year that I had got my first credit card and everybody in New York was getting these North Face snorkels. So I was like, oh, I'm about to get me a North Face snorkel. And I got me a new credit card too. I'm about to swipe this shit. I remember I bought that North Face. That shit was like $475 back then. My dad was hating. I always thought he was a hater. Like but at the end of the day, he's a country bumpkin. He's from North Carolina, small town. I was a New Yorker. So, when you kind of like looking at like the young generation, my dad is from the country. I'm the city. So it's like, he always looked at me. He was like, oh, you're another version of me or whatever the case may be. No, the fuck I'm not. I'm me and you is you. We just look alike. But my dad was a hater because he didn't like it's not, I ain't gonna say it's expensive, but he always talked that white man shit, like black man, white man, the white man walk around with holes in his sneaker. I bet you got money. Black man, white man, black man, white man. So I said, yo, I remember, so my brother had got out and my dad had went with my mom to pick my brother up when he got released. So my father was like, you got this $500. I said, yo, I ain't even see you in a year. Don't comment on what I spent my money on. You didn't buy it. That was when I knew I was 18 and I couldn't wait to do that my whole life. My dad is somebody who I said this when I was younger because I heard somebody say this and I related to it so well. It resonated with me well. And yeah, that's how I felt. I loved my father, but I didn't like him. I didn't like the way that he would do certain shit. I didn't like because it was like my father, I felt like low key, he wasn't abusive, but like, will I say it was abusive? I think like a lot of us black children, we went through a lot of things that were abusive, right? So my father, he would fuck you up for anything. He's gonna get that belt, and then he would get to certain phases where he'd be like, "Yeah, I'm gonna start. Y'all niggas is getting bigger. I'm gonna fucking get a stick, and I'm gonna start hitting your ass with a stick." But listen to the reasons why you would get fucked up. Like, could you imagine being a young kid going to school, got your own homework and shit like this? And this is when I knew that I did not like my father. I didn't like who he was as a person. Right? This is how I knew. I remember it was in the 90s. It was my brother's birthday. My father had this obsession with like, and I'm not saying that it was an obsession. It was good that he would give us a lot of like, black books to read about like historical black figures, right? My brother was reading the Booker T. Washington book, right? My father would make us read books and write reports on them all the time. That was just the thing that he would make us do. I never had an issue with it, but my brother, he had a lot to do because I ain't gonna lie, that was my brother he did really good at school and he was involved with a lot of stuff. So my father was like, where's your book report? And it was on his birthday. He was like, I don't got the book report. My father gave him a fucking whooping on his birthday. I said, oh yeah, I'm not fucking with this nigga. Then he went outside and we have like this bakery that's like local to New York. It's called Freihofer's. They got really good small cookies too. But I remember he fucked my brother up. He got a whooping on his birthday for not having his book report. And then he went outside and got a cake, got a little Freihofer's cake for his birthday. I said, this is fucking weird. And I was probably like in fourth or fifth grade at that time. And I remember because my mom had just got this new china cabinet and we was all enthralled with that shit because when you got your china cabinet, you turn the dining room light off and then the lights is on in the inside of it. We like the bells and whistles and shit like that when we was younger. But yeah, that's when I was just like, and I never forgot that clearly. You could tell that I'm thinking about that. I was very cocky when I was younger too because I knew that my mother spoiled me. So I had a situation that I actually exploded with. I ain't really explode, but I kind of went off on one of my brothers because this is why I don't treat my nieces funny, right? I'm going to say this and I'm really leaving, right? So this is why I don't treat my nieces funny, but I grew up and I was blessed because my mother worked hard to make sure that we had everything we wanted. But I noticed that one of my brothers, he treated me and my other brother different. He would give one of my brothers nice sneakers and shit like that for his birthday. And when our birthdays came, we would get basically nothing and just get paid dust, right? But you don't know what that could do to a kid who didn't have anything. And that's why a lot of people, probably be taking themselves out and just being depressed and stuff. I had to read. The reason why I'm talking about this now is because one of my friends, they just turned 35 and they still telling me about stuff that different family members did to them when they was younger. And I said, you got to let that shit go. You have to. Now, I ain't going to tell you that I didn't spaz about it recently, but yeah, I had to put one of my brothers in this fucking place when he was talking this shit. Said, motherfucker, you ain't never do nothing for me. Thank God that I had a mother who made sure I had everything. You thought that I was gonna let that shit slide, didn't you, nigga? Because I ain't bring it up all these years. But yeah, you ain't for me like that. You never really followed through. I said, yeah, you never did anything for me. And you know what was so crazy? I remember when I got my car like 3 years ago, right? I had got this check out of my 401k because I needed to like do a down payment and I just didn't want to fuck up my savings. So I said, let me just get a little check out of my 401k. And it was just taking a few days to come, right? I asked my brother who bragged, he bragged about having like, all of this savings and stuff. I say, yo, just till Friday, let me get this. When he didn't do that, I knew that he wasn't. I knew that he was that same person because if it was my other brother, he would have did it. He did not come through with that, and I kind of crossed him off of my mind from there because I said, yeah, you was already on the fucking brinks. And you know what's so crazy? How the universe works. I was at that point, I was getting a car that was probably like 2 years older, and it ended up working out because I didn't get that car and I got a newer car. So it was just like, fuck you all the way around. I really stuck it to that nigga. I don't know if any of y'all went through that, and that's something that you can't throw back in my face because I said it over this live. You can't do that. I've already come to peace with that. And this is why I don't treat people like that. When I gave my nieces their Christmas money or anything, I give them the money at the same time. We don't do none of that shit. We don't move funny at all. Now, if you reach out to me on the side, my one niece, she has a tendency to reach out to me like every month or two and be like, hey, can I have $50? Whatever, boom. If you didn't ask me, that's just on you. I'm not just going to send 50 across the board, but if you ask me, I got you. You understand what I'm saying? I don't do shit to you. You set the culture to make people upset and angry with you like that. When you treat people differently, when it's your birthday, treat everybody right. My brother would not do that shit. And he kind of gave me that soda bottle effect. And when I say that, that's kind of like when a person shake you, you might not say nothing. And I think that might be toxic. I probably should have been told him something. But the reason why I think I didn't is because it didn't really impact my life in a way where I didn't get things. But in those summer months when I would see my brother have all this extra money and we would be in the house not having no money or nothing, and this nigga done sent him a check with all of this money, I'm like, damn, we ain't get nothing. You bought him new sneakers and all of that. You don't do that to kids. You don't. And I remember it was a Christmas, right? My brother bought one of my brothers, I think he brought both of them a game system, and he brought me something from the dollar store. And my mental of understanding where it came from was even, I was just like, you ain't put no thought into this shit. This nigga sent me this old footage of a Christmas at my grandfather's house. And I'm wondering to myself, why the fuck did you send this shit to me? You didn't think that I remember this shit? And when I seen it, it was like, yeah, I had this, I think I had a piece of string or plastic in my hand. And I remember I was so mad, but I was good. And I just kept twirling it around. And I went, and when I seen that shit as an adult and I looked back at it, it reminded me, this motherfucker, how you treated me and my other brother. I had to remind this nigga. He said, yeah, you is right. He did that to us. Yeah, you don't treat no kids like that. If you doing that to somebody in your family right now, you are setting the tone for it to be a toxic situation. Treat everybody the same. And you want to know why you want to know the main reason why I do that? I can remember being little boys, my mom just going to hype, doing all of our school shopping and stuff like that. I love my mother to death. I remember we would go into the sneaker store and we would look at stuff and she said, we can't, she said, I don't got enough for all three of y'all, so we can't get it. If all can't get, none can get. None. Now, this last thing I'm going to say, for real, I'm out this time. The last thing I'm going to say, I do think that this is a little bit too far. Let me know what you think about this. I'm not even going to look for the responses, but leave it in the comments. This lady that I know, this happily married couple, apparently, right? They have kids, right? They got 2 kids. They got a daughter and they got a son. When it's the daughter's birthday, the son gets gifts. And when it's the son's birthday, the daughter gets gifts too. Don't you think that's crazy? But the girl told me, she said she feel like it's just healthy mentally. You know, when it's his birthday, she gets gifts. And it was her birthday, he gets gifts. So when it's on, do you think that's crazy though? Let me know what you think about it in the comments, because I really got to leave right now. This is your boy, LaRon, female rap elite. I don't know if this person came from here. Porsche. I just got a sale on my website. Check out my website, cookieconfidant.com. Let me know what you think about that last thing that I said. I really want to know what you think about that. I think it's kind of cute because I would see her kids and they will both be opening gifts up on the if it's the son's birthday, the daughter is opening up gifts and shit. Like, it was just like a celebration for everybody. I think that's a little crazy. Like, you're not teaching your daughter to have her own day and just to have, just to be patient. But at the end of the day, you raise your kids how you want to do it. If it's a big party for everybody and we all opening gifts, I actually think that that's pretty dope or whatever, So it's like you celebrating your brother's birthday. It's like, damn, nigga, it's your birthday. Like, shit, we all getting the gift. Anyway, so listen, this is your boy, LaRon, female rap elite. I hope all of y'all are safe. Shout out to you, Miss Randall. I appreciate you stopping by. I'm going to holler at y'all later. I got to go. Peace.